Hi, I'm Sunny from LoreForged, and this is part 3 from Deep. Boom shakalaka. NBA Jam, anybody? Sure! Anyway, part 3 of a 4-part series on node types. Today we're talking about economic nodes. Economic nodes. Some of you are starting to learn my game style, and it can be summarized as follows. Find a new MMO, build a character, usually female, level up to the point where I can get myself to the major town. Ooh, look, an auction house. Never leave, make a ton of money, get a little bit bored, rinse and repeat. Sometimes in there I PvP a little bit. But the point is that I love auction houses. Trading posts, a dude with a cart, basically anywhere where I can make a lot of money, and this video is all about that. So you'd think that I'd be pretty excited about economic nodes, and you would be correct. These nodes are, as the youths say, a banger. It's all about the auction houses, really. For those of you who have never played an MMO, one, how did you find this channel? And 2, auction houses are where people buy and sell their goods from other players, usually not in person. You post something for sale, somebody else buys it, you get some money in your mailbox. It's a pretty simple system, but there's a lot of different variations in MMOs. Sometimes subtle economic differences can be the big thing, like whether or not it's a LIFO or a FIFO economic system. Subtle difference, big change. They're tricky to balance, and sometimes SWOTOR, they can be so broken that players just completely abandon the whole thing and go back to bartering. It's very difficult to balance, but it's very important. Sometimes if something in an MMO feels broken,
I think it's broken.
well, the whole game kinda can feel broken, and the economy is definitely a good example of that. So, does Ashes have auction houses? Yes. Where are they? Economic nodes. Where else are they? Who the hell knows? I know that sounds a little bit dramatic, but man, it sure does feel like they should be in other nodes, but the best that I can tell after my research is there's just no evidence that they will be. I tried.
There is no try.
I even consulted my local friendly doctor, and Burns could not provide me anything that says that auction houses won't simply be in economic nodes. And he's pretty smart, so that's something. You know, I don't know whether or not he needed a medical degree to give me that advice, but he's a nice guy, so we're gonna let that pass. And what do I care whether or not something exists outside of an economic node? I'm not doing a video on what things are not in economic nodes, so let's get back on subject here. In an economic node, you get a market at the village stage. That's Section 3. It's essentially an auction house where you get to post resources and crafting materials. But if you can get your node to level 4, a town, you can get an exchange. And at that point, it's a true auction house. You can post and list anything you want. All of the things get there. But the real gem happens when you get to Metropolis. That is level 6 of the node. If you can get your node to the highest level, you unlock the linked economy superpower. Now you can link your auction house with another economic metropolis, and you can bid and see all of their items as well. You share listings, but it's not just an auction house because of the vassal system of nodes. You end up seeing all sorts of things. It trickles all the way down to the smallest node within the economic sphere of influence, all the way up to the metropolis, and now you have a whole nother metropolis and their giant web, and you can see all of their products and listings as well.
It is a lot of information.
And finally, we have to talk about mayor, or should I say grand merchant. This is the most accurate metaphor for the current political system, because if you want to be mayor of an economic metropolis, you are going to have to bring the cheddar. You buy the mayorship in this case. As mayor, you can count on me for reasonable tax rates and economic prosperity. And, well, I think that this might be the biggest gold sink in the entire game, but it should be a fun one. And that's really economic nodes. They're places to buy and sell all of the stuff. And the bigger the node, the more that gets sucked up into the giant gold hoarding vortex of influence, all the way to the point where you end up connecting to another metropolis's web. But it's gonna take an awful lot of cow milking and caravan runs to be mayor, so good luck, rich Uncle Pennybags. I'm Sunny, and I will see you in the auction house. I'll see you in the auction house. I don't think I've ever had a more accurate tagline on the end of a video. Vote early, vote often, vote Sunny for mayor.